Hello, Sister Goons. My name is Alex, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Jesus Christ, that is a mouthful. It's finally here. The last battle, well, I should say the last main battle for the story mode. There is a few things that you can do in the post-game, but honestly, I don't want to bother with that. Though I will try my best to explain what it is during the credits. But for now, yeah, we gotta face off against our rival Trace. Or, well, I really wouldn't consider Trace a rival, but I'll save my thoughts, well, all of my final thoughts, later and during the end credits. And, sorry about the way I'm talking. I feel like there's something on my tongue, and it's just really affecting my way I speak, you know? Anyway, so here is the champion battle, and honestly, it's not very difficult. Like, have you, do you remember everything about his team beforehand? Well, here he is, except now his Pidgeot can Mega Evolve, which is the first thing that he does. And I instantly go for what's basically a one-hit kill move, but there's Mega Pidgeot. I don't like it, so I decided to go for a Pikachu Pow, which is the only time that I would really recommend you use this move, because Mega Pidgeot is a bastard and a half in order to take down. I would know this because I've played it before. I've beaten it once. This is my second time, but actually knowing more about some of the mechanics. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Anyway, so with Mega Pidgeot out of the way, we can now move on to the rest of his team. For example, Vileplume, which I applaud him for using. It's not a mon that a lot of people would consider, but I mean, hey, I gotta give him some kind of respect on that. I mean, honestly, I would have picked Victory Bell, but I mean, you know, I'm not the designers, but oh well. Still though, if you have a fire type or a flying, then not gonna be a problem at all. But now he is introducing Slowbro, which is a new addition to the team, and I made a bit of a dumb choice here. So I sent in so as you can see, I sent in Brute, right? Thinking that I could, in theory, drain a bunch of his health if I went Mega, or just used a regular Mega Drain. But unfortunately, I believe Reflect was up, or was it Light Screen? The same move that Slowbro just did. I want to say that was already in effect, and it's just been stacking a little bit. Or actually, no, wait. I don't think that can happen. But anyway, I also remembered that Slowbro was part psychic. So, and it has the psychic attack. So yeah, Brute is not in a very good spot. So instead of just attacking out like I should have done, I decided to go for broke and use Mega Venusaur with a Mega Drain, which didn't really do all that much, and Slowbro pretty much two-shotted me. Well, part of it was also because I used Leech Seed, but that was because I thought I could tank this next hit, which I really couldn't. So yeah, I don't know why a Brute didn't hang on then, but you know, it's in the past. I did beat him in a few minutes, but you know, it's just kind of annoying, you know? But thankfully, after this, the team will basically fall like a stack of dominoes, and I did take away his only healing for this match. Well, actually, I think he has more than one. I think he has two. I believe so, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, yeah. So the wall is out of the way because Slowbro is a big beefy boy, despite him being as slow as molasses. So next was Rapidash, which was the second addition that he added to the team. Though I'm not sure why he didn't send in Marowak, which would have been a better option, but I guess he just wanted to show it off. I can only guess, but and of course it should be like a repeat of Blaine, but this time I actually have Earthquake, which is a very powerful move indeed, and well, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not the best ground type in the game. It is powerful, but it's also slow and can't really take a special attack very well, which quite a few attacks in this game are. So, and now he decides to send in Marowak, which good on him. But it's a little bit too late, I believe I two-shot it with Waterfall, or wait, do I actually just get like a one-tap? Nope. I believe he heals up. Oh yeah. He also has some weird moves on him, but I don't really get it. There it is. Full heal. So he does have at least two, but. Anyway, it is still a ground type, and yeah, you just keep on wailing at him with super effective moves, and he goes down fairly easily. Though I think the problem is that I saved the wrong thing for the wrong time. Like maybe I should have sent in Levy against Slowbro and Brute against Marowak, but then again, Marowak does have Fire Fist or Fire Punch, and I don't really know how that works, so yeah, whatever. But we wrap things up with his Jolteon, his partner, his friend, yada yada yada. So I figured I may as well just do a bit of a revive for Brute Root, because I mean, why not? Or well, actually, I think it was a just in case thing. I mean, like not that I could Mega Evolve anyway, because I already used that this entire match. So, but yeah, with a couple pin missiles later and one Earthquake, Trace is defeated, and just like that, we become the next Pokemon champion. Well, not a Pokemon in general, but Kanto champion, the new champion of Kanto. And again, I gotta stress, this is very weird because Blue made reference to events that happened in Red and Blue, the games, or Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are basically the same game, just with a handful of differences. And this game is acting like, the game itself acts like these events never happened, but Blue makes reference of them anyway. So what's really going on here? But anyway, with Trace defeated, Oak comes in and explains that, well, it's basically a bit of ego stroking for the player. I mean, like, kids are the main audience for this game, but I don't know. Like, I don't really like this kind of writing because, like, I would say that a bit of skill comes into play, but you know, I'm no real expert at this, but you know, it is whatever. But now we actually have a bit of a well, I shouldn't say it's a bit of a cool Hall of Fame moment, because it kind of acts similar to the past games. Hold on a second, I need a swig of water. My throat's killing me. Sorry. Oh, and there also was a bit of a reason why I put my team up, my team as the way it is, because that was the order that I caught everything, and I felt it kind of poetic. But yeah, so now we see the Pokemon that helped us along the way, that we've caught, that we've raised, trained, and gave a bunch of special moves to. Like, I don't know why, but I just kind of like to do it in that order. Though I will admit, this is a pretty cool shot of you running with your team. It's actually pretty cool. And I also like this credit sequence. Oh, damn it! Sorry about that. But like, as I was saying, like I actually do like this little credit sequence here. It's the paper cutout of you and your partner running through various regions in Kanto, and you can tell them apart, by the way. Though I would have to pause so I can properly identify them, but you know, it actually, I think that's Fuchsia right there because of the building in the background. But anyway, another part that I like is actually the screen caps that show up from time to time in the game. And there you go. You got Saffron City right there because of the Silphco. Though some of these never really happened in the game, though that's probably due to budgetary limits. We're gonna just throw stills at the animation, or no, not animation. Like, we can throw stills in the end credits. Yeah, see that? Like, but. I will admit some of them are cool, and generally speaking, I do really like this scene. It's very charming. It has a certain appeal to it. But I cannot say that for the rest of the game. Now, okay, there's SSN again. Now, if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I actually need to read this text I got because, oh boy. Sorry about that. So you may be wondering just why your character is running, and it's actually because they are headed home to Palatown, which is a tradition for Pokemon games. Like, after you beat the main story, your game is automatically saved and you're brought back to your hometown, which in Kanto's case is Palatown. Now, I think that these credits do go on for a little bit too long, but there's actually a bit of a reason why I decided to keep it in, and it's not just because, well, it adds to the runtime, which yeah, it does, but it's this particular cutscene right here, and what happens afterwards. Pikachu is just... So Pikachu's, they're picking some flowers, right? But when we continue the campaign... Well, it says, the end, but it's not quite the end just yet. Because I still wanted to show something off. So if you play with Regina, or your partner, they give you a present, which is honestly really adorable. It's a small bouquet of flowers, which is honestly pretty adorable. I can't lie to that. Though, was I trying to play or give it berries? I don't know. Oh yeah. I decided to feed her because, well, I'm not really going to be playing this particular profile again anytime soon, and I really don't want to play this game again. But, now that the game is officially over, my final thoughts. I get what they were going for, because, Pokemon Go brought a lot of people into the Pokemon franchise, and that is a good thing, right? But this was not how to make a Pokemon Go game for the Switch, at least in my opinion. Because, one, the main method you get to leveling up your Pokemon is through catching. Why was it exclusively catching? And don't give me the excuse that it's a Pokemon Go thing, because they have proven that they can add wild battles into the game. Like Snorlax, the legendary birds, and if you go into post-game, Mewtwo. They can add this, but they chose not to. Was it a time crunch or something? And that's also another thing that freaking pisses me off here. It's like, richest multimedia franchise in the world. You can afford to spend a little bit more money and just let things cook for a little longer. But it's not just the lack of wild Pokemon battles that's the problem. It's that because there's no battles, you're not always guaranteed a catch. Well, your chances of a catch are reduced significantly if you don't use the berries, which, in my opinion, have been very, very difficult to find. And also, I think that they barely even work, there's always been a chance of a catch failing or going through in the franchise, right? Thing is, when you battle a Pokemon and you get their health low enough, there is a better chance that the catch will work. More points if you use some status conditions, ideally sleep. And this game just gives you berries that you can't even find in the wild. Yeah, you can find some here and there, but they're not a constant. You can't even buy them in shops as far as I know. But aside from that, let's just move on. I'm also not that big a fan of the gym requirements in order to get into the gym, right? Like Koga. Koga is the biggest example I can think of. Why the fuck do I need to catch 50 different Pokemon in order to get into the gym? Why? Why do I need to do that? What is the correlation here? Brock, I can understand. It's your first gym, basic type matchups. I get that. Misty, sometimes you need to be at a certain level in order to even stand a chance. Okay, I can get that. Erica also makes sense in a way because she is, like, playing into the stereotypical cutesy girly thing. I can get that too. And same thing about Misty goes for Sabrina too, because technically she's one of the strongest gym leaders in this region. So those kinds make sense. But Koga's doesn't. What does catching Pokemon have to do with being a ninja or being at that stage in the game? And even then, it's different species, which includes evolutions. So what the fuck? Ugh. And another thing. Well, actually, trying to move on from that. And I won't bring up the blue saying that certain events happen in the past, and the game acting like they never happened in the first place. I already brought that up way too many times. But Trace. Trace is an example of a friendly rival that doesn't work, and I really don't like this formula, okay? Like, snarky rivals like Blue in the original games, or even Silver in the Johto games, they had genuine personality. They were spiteful. They were the kind of guys that you love to hate, you know? But with Trace, I just want to give him the wrong information on purpose, so that way he doesn't even show up. You know? Like, that... I don't like this kind of rival that Game Freak has been so set on since X and Y. I don't like it. And not to mention, like, his team is actually kind of decent, but that's really about it. I don't like him as a character. I think just no more friendly rivals. Okay? No more. Like, I guess the music was nice. I did like the simplicity of the battle system, where there were no abilities, so I didn't have to worry about, for example, Doug Trio's Diglett and Doug Trio's Arena Trap, which prevented anything that wasn't a flying type from leaving. Also, certain Pokemon did not have the ability Levitate, which allowed for Earthquake to do major damage. I like that. It may be simplistic, but sometimes genius is within the simplicity of the game, you know? Though I will admit that because of this, certain Pokemon are not quite as good as they should be, but you know, it's not awful, and technically we can still use some of our favorite old school mons, like the Nidos, for example, like as soon as you have access to balls, you know. But I was gonna say, I thought the music was fine. You know, it's Kanto music. You know, it has been used before, and that's probably for good reason, right? Because hey, they are tunes that work, right? Oh, excuse me, sorry. In terms of graphics, I thought that it looked fine enough. I didn't see anything too wrong with that. I mean, yeah, there is the Game Freak out of a thing about stiff models, recycled animation, but I do plan to save like what I really feel about that in a future video. but one step at a time here. And I mean, like, well, I guess that kind of wraps up my thing. Well, I guess that wraps up my playthrough, I guess. So, would I recommend that you play this game? It kind of depends. Like, it's okay at introducing you to the idea of Pokemon, but honestly, if you want a better experience, play the games. Play either Heart Gold or Soul Silver, or Generation 5 on the DS. Those games are a lot better and set the modern foundation for Pokemon. At least I feel it did. Now, I should also mention here that I am going to be taking a bit of a break from making videos because this one was already drying me out as is. And I really, really need to work on a few assets for future content, and just, actually get to work on some other projects. Though, I do have an idea for what I want to play next, but you're not going to be seeing that for a little while at least. I just need a few weeks in order to recharge my battery. But anyway, so if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And until next time, Celestial Goons, remember, reach for the stars.